A ton of people have pain in their hips and pain in their knees. And you know why most people have pain in their hips and pain in their knees? Well, it's not because their hamstrings aren't loose enough or their groin's not loose enough. It's almost always because they have tight internal rotation of the hip joint, meaning the ability for the knee to collapse inward, or tight external rotation of the hip joint, meaning the ability for the knee to collapse outward. When we have a lot of flexibility in our hip internal and external rotation, well, guess what? Our hips feel better, our knees are protected, because it doesn't matter which way we're going, we're rotating through the hip rather than putting pressure on the knee by moving laterally like this, right? And so how do you stretch the rotators of the hip? Well, I'm gonna show you one movement right now, and I'll show you a couple different variations, and I'll even give you a challenge at the end of this video that you can work towards to make sure that you understand how much internal hip rotation and external hip rotation that you should have in order to function in your daily life with amazing feeling hips and knees, all right? So, if you're a beginner, you got tight hips, you did this, maybe you dropped your knees in or dropped your knees out. Whoa, I do have tight hip internal, external rotation. Start by sitting on a nice chair like this. It can be a low chair if you have one, right? And what you're gonna do is nice wide stance, and as you rotate, you're gonna let this knee drop to the inside like that, and only go as far as you feel comfortable, right? I don't want anybody hurting their knees or anything, so go slow when you first do this, and then let this knee drop to the outside. So you're gonna probably feel more stretch on this internal rotation, the external rotation. That's okay on this first step. And then you're gonna rotate to the other side. You're gonna let this one drop, and you're gonna let this one open up. And all you're gonna do is just put your hands behind you and rotate from this position all the way over to this position. Woo! Now, if you get to the point where this starts to feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this, doesn't feel tight, or I can, just like feels kind of loose and smooth, well then, we can take this movement down to the ground, and it gets a whole lot more difficult. So it looks like this. I'm gonna bring my feet, again, wide, plant my feet on the ground like this. My hands are gonna come behind my back like this, and all you're gonna do is this. Let the knees drop out, and when you finish, you should have a 90-degree angle in this knee and a 90-degree angle in this knee. And then as you rotate to the other side, keep your feet there, just rotate all the way through, boom, 90-degree angle on this side, 90-degree angle on this side. And you can practice just like we did before, going back and forth, and at the end of each motion, really trying to sit tall with your posture to stretch, especially that internal rotation. And do this for about a minute, okay? Ideally do this every single day, one of these variations, and you'll start to gain a ton of flexibility and control inside the hip internal and external rotators. Now, the last thing is a challenge. Now, how far do you need to take this? Well, once you're able to do this and sit in this position without your hands behind your back and rotate to the opposite position without using your hands for support, well then you've built a ton of flexibility in your hip internal rotation and external rotation, and you'll know that your hips or your knees are gonna feel good because of it, all right? So do this every single day. It's gonna make your hips and your knees feel so good because nobody's telling you how to stretch that internal and external rotation of your hips, but when you do, it's gonna feel amazing, okay? Hey, since you made it this far, then I know that you have tight hips and knees. Maybe you have aches, pains, or injuries in your hips or knees. And guess what? I totally get it. I've had 5 knee surgeries, and every single one of them has been really difficult to recover from. But guess what? If you know the right movements to do, then you'll teach your body how to be strong, flexible, and coordinated, and you can get back to doing things in your daily life pain-free, feeling amazing again, all right? The best thing for you though is to try a V-shaped workout. So I took everything I knew from training people with aches, pains, and injuries and put them together into a system that can customize a follow-along home workout that you can do from the comfort of your own home, where every single movement is gonna be selected for you. So if you have tight hips, knees, whatever, we're gonna give you movements that are appropriate for you to start gaining the flexibility, the strength, the balance, and the coordination to help build stronger legs so you can feel amazing in your body again. And I can tell you everything I want about how great V-Shape is, but at the end of the day, the best thing for you to do is try a V-Shape workout, and you can do so for free. So go ahead and click the link below, take our free quiz, and I'll see you soon for that first customized workout that's gonna help you feel amazing in your body again.